What is going on, guys, and welcome to a Fallout 4 wish list. Now this is something I wanted to do really badly because I actually was gone for 3 days and I just came back, and luckily I was able to see the Fallout 4 trailer before I left. And I came back thinking, oh my god, there's gonna be all these videos that are gonna analysis the shit out of the trailer, say such amazing things, just keep making me fall that hype train. When I came back, I just seen the worst shit you could possibly see. People just like saying the graphics are awful and just criticizing a game they haven't even seen yet, which is what the internet always is, I guess. People are always skeptic about what they have not seen. But anyways, and everyone's going apeshit about the trailer. But this is essentially just gonna be me wishing for stuff. On a side note, you guys are probably gonna see a lot of those jump cuts because I am not feeling well. Looks like I just did cocaine. I'm actually blowing the shit out of my nose because I'm all allergies and whatnot. Anyways, but before we get into this video, guys, I gotta let you guys know one thing. If you are on that train that is like the graphics are shit and you're being real skeptical, please leave. This is a video that's supposed to be exciting and just supposed to be when you just talk back and forth with your friends and you're just supposed to have a good time. It's not meant for people that are like, this is fucking stupid. Like, oh, you like that? Fuck you. I don't want that. Please leave. I do not want that on my channel. It's not the video for you. Go on the announcement trailer. There's thousands of you. You'll be with your people. Anyways, so this sucks. The face cam footage got corrupted. My bad, guys. You'll have to deal. Alright, so before we get into my wish list, we're going to talk about what I've been hearing around the Fallout community and what people have kind of been saying that they want. I'm going to be talking about them. Some of the ones, well, we're going to be talking about the ones I kind of like, oh god, no, please don't. So the first one we're talking about is public events. Now, if you do not know what a public event is, essentially what a public event is, it's a type of an online mode. It's basically telling everyone to go to a said location and to do something, and when you get into that area, it will cross you over into online mode, and you'll be fighting alongside fellow Vault Hunters, I would assume. So you could go to the said location, you could fight like this massive death claw, or you could go into like a dungeon, you see your friend there, you guys shoot shit up, you'd see a bunch of other Vault Hunters. I don't really like this because in the world of Fallout, you are a singular person. You are a person that is the hero or the villain of the story, and when you add all that other stuff in there, I just don't really like it. And honestly, Fallout for me has always been a beautiful and damn near almost perfect single-player experience, and with other games, such as this one, oh god, who've tried to jump into that element of online mode, while trying to also build the single-player mode, it's evident that this does not really work well. Like, I think it's possible if you were to take your manpower and keep it on the single-player experience, and then select other people that are really good at making multiplayer games, and then attaching them onto your thing, so that way they can work on that, and you can work on that. That way, if one of yours fails, your game is still solid. Your game still has something. So yeah, just me personally, I don't really find that too great. I kind of like my world, you know, I like having my own world, which will be affected by myself. It's kind of weird when you're like running across the map and then you'll see another person that's supposed to be that magical person that's supposed to save the wasteland, and you're like, oh, I thought that was me. Okay, whatever. It's kind of weird. And you'll see things like that in WoW or something like that. But anyways, I would not enjoy seeing it in Fallout. So I hope they really do stay with the single player experience and just go really in depth with that with detail. Alright, so with that being said, we're going to move on to my wish list. Now, my wish list is more things that are possible, and then progressively as we get down to the very last couple, they're going to be kind of like the things that maybe will not happen. Like, or not maybe will not happen. They're very unlikely to happen because of how big they are and how game-changing they would be. So we're going to start off with the possible and work our way to the impossible. Let's do it. Alright, so number one on my wish list is better animations. So for those of you who do not know, in Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 3, the way your character moves is kind of android-like. You kind of move and your like body feels tense, and it's almost like you can see the same animation perfectly looped, which is normal if the animation was somewhat different, like if it was long, but literally it's like 2 seconds worth of an animation looped. So your character will literally do the same thing, and it'll look like he's kind of moonwalking on the ground, which looks very weird. I'm doing it in my chair, I'm not sure if you can hear it, but he's moonwalking, and it's look kind of strange. And all in all, it doesn't look realistic. That's also kind of something I'm hoping for, and we'll get into that later, kind of making immersion a little bit better, which I'm not like crazy into immersion, but just making you feel like you're in that world would be really neat. So yeah, just better walking animations, better running animations. Also, when you look down in first-person mode, it looks kind of wonky in Fallout 3 and in Fallout New Vegas. When you look down sights, your gun kind of looks, you can't really see your gun, can't really see your arms that well. I would like to be able to see my arms and see my character and all that kind of stuff. The FOV was kind of strange. Even on PC, if you were to pull the FOV all the way back, it still kind of looked a bit weird. So I don't know, I kind of just want to see a more comfortable looking first-person kind of perspective and also better animations. So anyways, that's why I want that. All right, number 2. Now this is one that's kind of in the borderline that might happen or might not. Anyways, number 2 is world events. Now, world events being random encounters that are going to keep you on your toes. So for instance, you'll be walking across the wasteland and you'll see, you'll hear gunshots and you'll have a little blip come up on your map, and it'll probably like a unique symbol, so you know that that's a world event, not like a mission that's gonna be gone if you don't go and do something. But essentially, it's just gonna be someone, maybe they're getting robbed, or maybe someone just shot a person in the knee. You to go over there and see what's happening, and say you kill that bandit that was trying to rob that guy, and then he gives you some money or caps or whatever, and then you go about your business, something like that. And them getting increasingly unique, you know, maybe a trader needs you to protect him through this alleyway. You know? So maybe you help him through the alleyway, and then maybe you find out he's a backstabbing bastard who wants your money, and then you pop him in the face. Those events were kind of in New Vegas, but they were not random and generated. They were not randomly generated. They were put in place, and when you did them, they're done. That's something I do not want. I want to be always able to run through the wasteland and feel like I do not know what to expect. I can maybe get swarmed by a couple of cazadors, even though cazadors are the demons in New Vegas. But anyways, I still would like to see world events, kind of like a Red Dead Redemption, how you just run around the world, you see a blue blip, you go look at it, and it's just something crazy unique that you've never seen before. Or something that's so unique that it doesn't matter if you've seen it before because it's crazy unique. Anyways, so yes, world events. Alright, so number 3. Now this is kind of like my nitty gritty. I kind of hope it's in the game. If it's not in the game, I completely understand, but I really hope it is. Alright, so this is VATS. Now VATS is probably going to be in the game. It's been in every Fallout game. If they do not put that in the game, probably a lot of fans are going to be like, what the fuck? It was so awesome. But anyways, I want to see alternative things for VATS. So by that I mean things like maybe bullet time. That could be an alternative for VATS. Not to say that I want to replace VATS, just to know that that could be a replacement. So say if you use VATS, so say you go into bullet time, line up your shot, that'd be amazing for snipers, because in VATS is not really helpful for snipers, honestly, most of the time at least. It's not, so to be able to look down the scope, put on VATS, and everything slow down, and you shoot everyone down, that'd be amazing. And there's been plenty of mods in New Vegas for basically VATS working as your stamina, so you can run as much as you want. You can run really fast, but it'll consume VATS. So say if you really need to get in that house for cover, you can do that, but you'll use up your VATS. So I think that's really cool how they integrated that. I think the modding community in Fallout in general, the worlds of Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas are immense and amazing. You should definitely go check out some mod videos of that shit. It's amazing. Anyway, hey guys, just on an editor's note, I didn't mean like take away VATS. I just mean if you could like augment VATS to be like certain things. So for instance, if I were to aim down sights and activate VATS, it would go into bullet time. I think that'd be pretty cool, and the whole sprinting thing would consume VATS, because essentially VATS is like your mental strength plus your adrenaline, so that could be used for running fast as shit. So yeah. Alright, so on the topic of VATS, we're gonna talk about bullets and how I want them to matter. So this is number 4. Wishlist number 4, I want bullets to matter. That basically means if you go into VATS mode and say you shoot a leg, I really want that enemy to feel that bullet in their damn leg. So not a lot of games do this to the point where when you shoot an enemy, they show that they just got shot. And that doesn't really happen too often. I know, would love to see it. So to be able to like shoot an enemy in the arm, he would never be able to use two-handed weapons, or if he did, his aim would be so atrocious that it would not even work. Now I think there was something like this in New Vegas, but I want it more. I want it to be very visible, because your character can get crippled, which is shitty. And when you're crippled, your aim is off. All these things come into account. But I'm not sure if they do for the enemies. I often see like if you shoot a Brotherhood of Steel enemy in the arm, give and take, they are wearing power armor, but they should still feel that bullet. But no, they still like have crazy precision and still are able to laser your face off. Anyway, so yes, I would like bullets to matter and bullets to hold weight with them. Alright, this one is number 7, 6. Okay, anyways, better load times. If anyone's ever played New Vegas when the game just got launched, on console, mind you, it is, oh my god, you needed the most patience, and you probably went through breakdowns, because it was the most awful thing ever. 5 minutes for a loading screen, and like you could not beat loading screens. Like sometimes it was better to walk to a certain place, but when you walk to the place, every place had a zone. So just having really fast loading screens with the next gen consoles will hopefully be possible. And also, yeah, I think that just I would love that, because it's weird. Loading screens in general. The Witcher has them quite a bit. I play it on console, and you may play it on PC, and you're like, oh, I don't have any load screens. Good for you. I have loading screens. And they're pretty lengthy. So that's a bit annoying. So I really hope the loading screens are very tiny and not really noticeable. But with all Fallout games being as big as they are, it's kind of hard to ask for that. But anyways. Alright, so this one I'm going to crazy detail because I just really want this. So this is number 4, and no, sorry, it's not. This is number 8, and it's basically, it's better companions. Now, my favorite part about Fallout games is companions. You're in this massive world, this massive wasteland, and you feel kind of empty. But as soon as you have a companion with you, you kind of feel like you're not alone in this world, and you kind of have backup, and it's a good feeling. And many mods have changed Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 3 to give you just like an unstoppable army behind you by unrestricting how many followers you can have. Now I imagine this restriction is there because console can't really handle it. So sorry, that's all I really want to talk about in general. But what I mean by better companions is I want to see companions that are more fleshed out and that evolve with you. So when you're playing Fallout, you level up and you get experience, and majority of the time, your companions kind of just get weaker and weaker. Now in Fallout New Vegas, they kind of fix this to where you can actually do your companion's quest line, and they'll get like a burst of strength. For instance, there is a badass character in Fallout New Vegas called Boone, who literally was probably one of the, if not the very best character in the game. For instance, there'd be an enemy right in front of you, you'd pull out your gun, and before you could even get out your gun, Boone would take its head off, and it was crazy. He was powerful, and you could do a quest line where you'd hear his backstory, and it was kind of nice. And he'd get stronger, get more HP, and all that kind of stuff, which was nice. But then again, if you kept playing, kept grinding out the game, you'd eventually surpass him, and you kind of become weak again. Now this is something that I don't want at all in Fallout 4. I want to constantly feel like your character's evolving. And one of the things that mods have done, and I really hope Bethesda's watched this, is many modders have made their own companions, and they actually made it so your companions can actually learn things. So for instance, say you go on a mission and say you find this book or you meet this man who is willing to teach your companion how to basically be a walking workbench. That is awesome. It's super neat, and it's just kind of a nice thing to have. It kind of flushes out your companion a little bit more, makes you feel like that companion matters. It makes you feel like that companion is growing with you and becoming a solid teammate, you know what I mean? So I love that. And for instance, I would love more like quest-driven kind of companions. For instance, say you're walking across the wasteland and you see this person, girl, guy, whatever, is passed out in a ditch with like bullet holes in them, but they're still alive. If you were to choose to pick them up and rush them to the I don't know, medical office right across the street, and you'd pay for their bills, or you'd go do quest lines to get them supplies if you didn't have the caps, regardless, you're healing that person. You leave them in the medical supplies, you did your good deed, and you go about your business, and that character comes and finds you and says, hey, I'm not so good at surviving, would you mind if I tag along? You seem to know what you're doing. And then this person that has no experience, is very bad at surviving, has you to lean on. And with that person leaning on you, you both slowly start to rise through the ranks and become even stronger. And then eventually maybe they ask you to, like, I don't know, go to their home house, which got attacked by a deathclaw, and you have to kill the deathclaw. But when you get there, that person goes into their family vault, picks up their father's revolver, and is now a crazy-ass shot that can take off heads like no one's business. That would be amazing. I would love to see that kind of quest, but more. Like, to the point where that one character holds a lot of weight, and that one character that you can go on so many adventures on and so many things to build that companion up, to the point where they are already strong in their own right. To the point where you feel like that character is evolving and becoming better. And maybe you want to build that character up even higher than you are, and that would be amazing to have, like, this badass bodyguard that's willing to stay by your side and kick ass. And in the trailer, we seen this dog, and oh my god, I could talk for hours about this. And in Fallout 3, Dog Meat was my boy. He was always beside me, except in Fallout 3, they did not have the essential mode, which basically makes it so your companions cannot be killed, in which I felt so bad because Dog Meat was dying every second, and I had to reload saves, so I just told him to stay, which broke my heart. But anyways, I really hope they have essential NPCs in the game, I mean like companion-wise. But anyways, I think it'd be awesome to go and maybe go to like a bunker where they're doing like, or a vault, or where they're doing like tests with DNA, and you give your dog like some serum that makes him like heal crazy fast, or it makes his muscles even denser. That'd be amazing. Or maybe you go to the Brotherhood of Steel, and there's this guy who deals with cybernetics, and he gives your dog like a metal jaw, which gives him like twice the ferocious bite. Or maybe he gives him like ears that are like robot ears, and they look all cute and flappy, but it gives you an enhanced perception. That stuff would be amazing to constantly enhance your followers, and to like really feel like you look down at your follower and you like, man, I didn't just come from nothing, you also came from nothing as well. And like you could see all the things on him that make him so much different than what he was. I think that'd be so amazing. So anyways, guys, that's what I want to see, more fleshed out followers and companions, whatever, just to kind of do that, and I love that. Now, next thing we're going to talk about is my voice cracked at the last minute there, sorry, I'm sick. Alright, now we're going to talk about this. Alright, so I'm not sure what number this is. Bam! editing, bah, it's that number. Anyways, hardcore mode, I want that to reappear in this game, except I want it to be more fun. Now, for instance, hardcore mode was introduced in New Vegas. Now, I didn't really like this at all because it just was another thing to maintenance. It didn't really seem like it was fun. So I never touched it, but I would really like to see something where it makes it so you feel like you are doing the thing that you're doing. So say you're thirsty. For you to take out a water bottle and you see it in your hands, and then you to hold the trigger, and your character would start drinking from that water bottle, and then you let go of the trigger when your water is full, and then you would put that in your inventory or whatever. I really like that. The only thing that kind of gets me worried is that for food, it would take a lot of like animations to kind of like to kind of show you eating each individual food that they put in the game. So I thought it would be cool as if they just dropped it below the camera, like by your mouth to the point where you couldn't see, and then you heard crunching noises. I think that'd be like I'd be satisfied with that, so you literally feel like a little bit more immersed, because that's what hardcore mode is to try to increase that immersion. At least that's what I think it's meant to be. Alright, so this video is already long enough, but I have one more thing to talk about, and it's something I really hope they do. So the thing that you guys gotta know about me is my favorite thing in video games is coming from nothing to something. But building something as well while you're rising. I love that so much. In Fallout, there is kind of that there. You start off as like a courier, and then you work your way up doing so many things that everyone knows your name in the wasteland. Fallout 3, similar thing. You do so many things that people start to recognize you. They'll talk to you on the streets. But to me, that's not enough. Now, I would love in Fallout 4 for either the vault that you come out of, or for there to be a side quest on the other side of the map, whatever it is, where you meet this mechanic, and this mechanic would help you build up this kind of like little town. And then, like, you know, she'd send you on quests to like go get these blueprints from the Brotherhood. It would introduce you to the Brotherhood, whatever. You go get the blueprints, you bring them back to her, and she'd be like, cool, now we need the supplies. Here's a location where the supplies are, and they're probably surrounded by ghouls or deathclaws or whatever, depending on how valuable that thing is. You know, if you're putting turrets up, I'm imagining that's going to be pretty valuable, probably going to be guarded by deathclaws. Or she could be like, I could go buy that scrap metal or the scrap electronics, but I need the caps for it, so will you give me those? And, you know, depending on how much money you have, you can buy up the thing, or you can just go do the mission when you're ready. And then you'll slowly start to see you're like building up this town. As you're also making a name for yourself, people are coming into this kind of like little community slash town that you made. And, you know, you could go the whole 9 yards, put like awesome turrets everywhere, you know, put food so people are healthy, put like TVs to places, just to kind of make that little town your little oasis, kind of like a nice place away from the wasteland. I think that'd be amazing. And the reason why I want this to happen as well is because one of the things I'm kind of sick and tired of in Fallout games and in Skyrim and all those kinds of games is constantly having to worry about money and constantly having to like pick up 7 guns and like going to a merchant and selling all that shit. It gets annoying to me a little bit. So to be able to build up your community and to build up all these things and make people come to your town, and then you go to that town and the mechanic gives you your share of the money and she gives you your caps, and then voila, you're done. You can walk about your business. You just made a ton of caps by not really doing anything. Well, you did. You built the town, and that would be a nice exchange. Kind of like you put in money here, and then you eventually get something out of it, just based on how much time you're putting in. And you're going to be putting a lot of time into this game, so I feel like it would just kind of work. And there's so much possibilities for that, like a little town. You could have like your own room with it's just filled with like amazing things like guns or like a gun rack, or, you know, like a statue of you right in the middle of town if you're that person that wants that. I think that'd be amazing. And, like, you know, you could shape what people are allowed in. Like, you could accept criminals and everything in there, whatever. Or you could only accept the good common people, and if anyone fucks with the law, you could get them out of there. Perfect. I think that'd be amazing. Alright guys, so that brings us to the end of the video, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and please tell me what your guys' wish list is for Fallout 4. Honestly, I came back from my 3-day trip because I was gone for 3 days. You guys probably didn't notice it though, because I made videos in advance. But anyways, I came back and I just seen so many people shitting on the game, and I was like, oh man, I'm super jazzed about it. Let's go ahead and make a video about it, talking about just the nice, cool things and the things I really hope are in the game. So I would love to hear you guys' thoughts and what you guys want to see from Fallout 4. Because I do this with my friends all the time, just messing around, throwing ideas back around. It's the funnest time ever you can have with gamers. Nevertheless, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I'm Frost, and later, guys.